So GTA 6, PlayStation 5 Pro 60 FPS, first games for the PlayStation 5 Pro tested, Digital Foundry backs the PlayStation 5 Pro leaks and reveals new information as well. Those are the stories we're going to cover today, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. First, yes or no, are you getting GTA 6 or not? This is a big selling point for people that I've seen so far for the PlayStation 5 Pro to get the best experience for GTA 6. So I'm curious how many of you are getting GTA 6. So comment below yes or no if you're getting GTA 6 or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, the GTA 6 60 FPS controversy. So, since the Digital Foundry analysis video came out yesterday, people have said that Digital Foundry said that GTA 6 will not run on PlayStation 5 Pro at 60 FPS. That's not really what they said. They basically said if GTA 6 ends up being CPU limited, then yes, then it won't run at 60 FPS on the PlayStation 5 Pro or the base consoles, obviously. That's the point they made clearly several times across the video, and a point I made on my last video as well, discussing CPU and GPU bound games. This isn't a GTA 6 thing. This is any game that's going to end up limited by the PS5 or Series X CPU, which isn't that many games for the moment. Digital Foundry referenced Baldur's Gate 3 as an example of a current title hitting CPU limits. That small bump in CPU performance with the overclocking could help maybe get a frame or two above what you have on the base PlayStation 5 according to Digital Foundry, but nothing like 30 to 60. Again, that's the thing. We don't know if GTA 6 will be CPU limited by what's in the PlayStation 5 and Series X. People have used GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 as examples where Rockstar doesn't really launch their games above 30 FPS. We're talking about GTA 5 that was built on PlayStation 3 era tech and Red Dead Redemption 2 that was built on PlayStation 4 tech that was already weak day one, unlike the PlayStation 5, which had good hardware at launch, obviously alongside the Series X. The PS3 and PS4 era were largely also 30 FPS eras. The PS5 era has become pretty much standard to have a fidelity mode and a performance mode. So GTA 6 could have that as well, and the advantage the PS5 Pro would have is that performance mode would look as good as the fidelity mode, but it runs at 60 FPS. That's where the benefit comes in. Games running at 60 FPS but looking like the fidelity mode. They also acknowledge that if a game is GPU limited on the base PlayStation 5, it's limiting it to 30 FPS. Then on PlayStation 5 Pro, it could hit 60 FPS thanks to the beefed up GPU and PSSR. Of course, we can have discussions on this. If you guys still have questions or disagreements, of course, let's talk about this in the comments. And if you're enjoying the video so far, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community on our way to 150,000 subscribers. Now, diving into the second story of the video, the PlayStation 5 Pro specs have been backed by Digital Foundry, and they revealed some new details here. So, the specs that Moore's Law is Dead leaked, Digital Foundry says they have the document as well, and they can back it up being a real thing, that document is real. If you want more information on those specs, check out my previous video detailing this. We've gone over it already, but here, I'm just going to focus on some of the new things they talked about in their analysis video. So, first up is variable rate shading, which the base PlayStation 5 doesn't have according to Digital Foundry. They state that the PlayStation 5 Pro does have variable rate shading. Variable rate shading basically allows you to boost performance by downgrading texture quality in areas the player won't really notice. It sounds like a bit like foveated rendering for my PSVR 2 players, obviously without the eye tracking. They also spoke about something that's gotten a lot of attention but was also mentioned in the original doc that Moore's Law is Dead released as well. That is that the PlayStation 5 Pro's upscaling tech PSSR is able to upscale games from 1080p to 4K, which is 4 times as much in terms of resolution, which is something Digital Foundry seemed really excited about by stating that this is something DLSS can do, but not something FSR2 can do or Sony's other used tech, checkerboard rendering. So that's a big plus, which goes into the next point. older games can be patched to use PSSR that are not updated to the latest PS5 SDK, which is another item Digital Foundry seemed excited about, because this means older games on PlayStation 5 that have performance modes with not so great visuals can now take advantage of the PSSR on the PlayStation 5 Pro and upgrade those resolutions. If you want to use all the features of the PlayStation 5 Pro, the game will have to be updated to use the latest SDK, being 10.0, I believe, later this year. This seems to be a developer-friendly feature, but also great for us because it'll be easier for more games to get patched to use PSSR, which means better resolutions for us. They also pointed out that to use PSSR, developers will have to make space for 250 megabytes in RAM, which that space has increased on PlayStation 5 Pro to 13.7 gigabytes being accessible to the developers in memory, while the base PlayStation 5 only allows 12.5 gigabytes to be accessible, meaning they have 1.2 gigabytes more space, which is more than enough to include PSSR and other upgrades they might want to include. They also stated overall Sony is promoting this console to developers as a console that will provide increased resolution and FPS, extra ray tracing features, and dramatically higher effective resolution via machine learning, which is exciting stuff, of course. But you guys let me know if the stuff that I've mentioned here excites you for the PlayStation 5 Pro or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And now diving into the final story of the video, games tested and Sony respond to the leaks. So this is a quick one, but Tom Henderson showcased two case studies for the PlayStation 5 Pro. These are both unnamed Sony first-party titles. So game number one, he states on PlayStation 5, the performance mode runs at 1080p at 60 FPS, and the fidelity mode runs at 1800p at 30 FPS. Now, on the PlayStation 5 Pro, he states it's 1440p at 60 FPS with PSSR being used. This is targeting fidelity mode features as well outside of just resolution. So all the extra stuff that you get from fidelity mode over just regular performance mode. Now, this one's a bit confusing for me because it doesn't make sense to say that on PlayStation 5 Pro, it hits 1440p at 60 FPS with PSSR usage. I'm wondering what the base resolution was on PlayStation 5 Pro to begin with. Was it 1080p as well on PlayStation 5 Pro with using the fidelity features at 60 FPS? I assume this is referring to the base resolution being 1080p on PS5 and 1440p on PS5 Pro, and those base resolutions are upscaled to 4K 60 because those resolutions on the base PS5 are native ones, I would assume. The base resolution on PS5 Pro for native should already be higher thanks to the beefed up GPU, but also this 60 FPS mode on PS5 Pro has, again, fidelity-like features enabled as well, so that's probably the big difference and hit on performance here in terms of resolution. It's 1080p 60 with the fidelity features, and maybe that's upscaled to 1440p 60. So this is a part that I need a bit more clarity on in terms of that aspect. I hope we get something from GDC, an actual video of a demo and more information on that, because I'm really curious as to what's going on here, because obviously Tom Henderson didn't further clarify any more information. Now, the second game, he states this. Game number 2, standard PlayStation 5 achieves 60 FPS without ray tracing, and PlayStation 5 Pro achieves 60 FPS with ray tracing. So this is basically saying you can add ray tracing and keep your performance up, which is obviously awesome to hear. Now, what about Sony responding to the leaks? Here's what Tom Henderson said on this. As expected, Sony has launched an internal investigation into the leaked documents on Trinity as it leaked during a third-party rollout. Not sure on the implications yet, as I don't think they can catch one individual, but Sony could reduce its third-party developer pool for new technology as a result. So this is kind of expected, and I think Sony would have expected this as well, that with more developers having access to the Pro, those specs will begin to leak. GDC has begun, so I'm wondering if we'll see anything else leak in the near future. Obviously, I'm referring to this month because I want more performance tests for the PlayStation 5 Pro to see how that changes compared to the base PlayStation 5. But you guys let me know if you care about ray tracing on PS5 Pro or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun. Down in the comments below if you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with ready for the news. PlayStation 5 Pro articles are popping out left and right, and it seems like we might be getting more. GDC is going on right now, and I'm really hopeful that we get some more information, more performance tests. If you're excited for more information on the PlayStation 5 Pro, destroy the comment section with ready for the news, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.